What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to FACCI'S Cinema. You already know who I am. I am Facci. And today I wanted to go over my Final Destination franchise ranking. I figured it was about that time. I let Final Destination Bloodlines marinate for a little bit, that I think I got these rankings down to a science. It's not a science, it's just movies. But we're gonna rank them today. Let's dive in. Coming in at number 6, we have The Final Destination, or Final Destination 4. Probably should have been Final Destination 4 because we all know any movie with Final in the title ain't gonna be the last one. The Final Destination, one of the worst premonition scenes in the world. Like, who's afraid of going to a NASCAR race? Not me. Not that many people even go to NASCAR races when you think about it. This situation's not gonna happen to the majority of the people watching this movie, so it doesn't stick with you as well as some of the others. Also, the acting in this movie I thought was terrible. Too much CGI, every single thing. I don't think any kill in this whole movie was practical. You just don't care about any of the people in this movie whatsoever. It's just not a good movie, and it's universally thought of as the worst Final Destination movie in the franchise. So I got The Final Destination at number 6. Coming in at number 5, I know this is gonna be a hot take, but I got the original Final Destination. Is it a bad movie? No, it's right around that 3-star out of 5-star movie for me. It just seems kind of boring and a little lackluster for me. Obviously, maybe the first time I saw it, I was very impressed, but as I rewatch it, I'm not really into it as much as I am the others in this franchise. It just doesn't have that fun factor for me. This one takes itself really seriously. It didn't get into the fun side yet in this franchise, being that it was the first one. Obviously, the cast is great. Devon Sawa, Ali Larter, Sean William Scott. That's great, course, but it just doesn't do enough for me. The Flight 180 premonition scene, honestly, it's the first one, but one of the most lackluster of all of them. It's just kind of there, and boom, plane blows up and it happens. It is a real fear of most people. I do not like to fly. I've only flown one time in my life, and no, I did not enjoy it. I was scared out of my mind. But rewatching it for this ranking, it just kind of didn't do anything for me. So number 5, The Final Destination. Not The Final Destination, you idiot, just Final Destination. Coming in 4th place, we have another hot take probably, Final Destination 2. Does it have the best premonition scene of all? Hell yeah, it does. Are you afraid of log trucks because of this movie? Hell yeah, you are. It's probably the most relatable of any of these premonition scenes. But once again, the characters I'm just not feeling the vibe of. I'm not a huge fan of the lead, and then their co-lead of the cop. Ali Larter's in this movie, but she's kind of just like, hey, that lady's done it before, I can help you, like that kind of role. Obviously, practical effects are kick-ass. The kills are pretty cool. I just rewatching it, I thought I really enjoyed this movie a lot more. And this one's still trying to be totally serious. I just don't have a lot of fun with this movie, outside of that opening premonition scene, which is iconic, probably the most iconic thing from this whole franchise. But overall, it's just not one that I'm going to go back and rewatch. And I've heard other people say the same thing about this movie. So, number 4, Final Destination Deuce. Coming in 3rd place, we have Final Destination 3. A fear of roller coasters. That is something that I used to have, but once you ride a roller coaster that goes upside down and does all kinds of shit, it's just it takes you to another level, and you have such a fun time screaming and shouting, and you can't say you haven't had that fear of it coming off the tracks, of the roller coaster crashing, because I'm sure probably everybody has had that fear once they're on a coaster. But is it ridden with CGI? Yes, this is when it kind of shifted gears from practical to majority of it being CGI. However, I really like the cast. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, great as the lead. We have Ryan Merriman from the Disney Channel original movies, Smart House, Luck of the Irish. He was also in Halloween H2O. By the way, I meant Halloween Resurrection, not Halloween H2O. What an idiot. He was in the shittiest of Halloween movies. So I think that adds a little something to this movie for me personally. This came out in 2006, so I was 17, turning 18, graduating high school, so this was right in the thick of me, enjoying horror movies and whatnot. So I definitely had a connection to this movie for sure. Loved the theme park atmosphere. Loved that the kills were like projected. They did a good job with that. The kills were fantastic. Even though they were CGI, they were really good. The tanning bed kill, and then one of the greatest transitions ever. They're burning in the tanning beds, and they go straight to their funeral. That was damn good. So I have a really good time with Final Destination 3. I know it's a fan favorite out there, so I think having it at 3 is very suitable. Final Destination 3. Coming in at number 2, we got the new kid on the block, Final Destination Blood. We got that one, man. That premonition scene was pretty good. At first, I thought it was middle of the road, but I think it might be towards the top half. It's definitely interesting for sure. Once again, CGI ridden. You can tell what CGI, which the majority of it is, obviously. But once again, it's another situation where most people aren't going to find themselves. Most people aren't going to be in the big-ass, tall, like, building in the sky. It looks like the Space Needle. Like, it's just not going to happen. However, a lot of the kills in this movie were absolutely fantastic. The one with the garbage can. The MRI machine was great. The fake out with the tattoo shop was great. You thought it was going one way, it goes another way. The ending was a little lackluster for me, nothing really crazy. And then, of course, it had to end the same way that all of them end. So they need to switch up that philosophy a little bit. They did add something new with the bloodlines. The whole shit ton of people weren't supposed to survive. And then it just goes after bloodline from the oldest to the youngest and goes to the next one. So that was something new that they put into here. But I did appreciate that as well. I just thought it was right. And the CGI wasn't as bad, obviously, in this movie, but you could definitely tell what was and what wasn't, because the practical effects they did use were great. But then they had to switch it up and throw in the CGI. I guess it's just a lot easier, probably cheaper at this point, but obviously practical was definitely the way to go. But overall, this was a pretty fun time for a Final Destination movie. It has everything that you would want in a Final Destination movie. Tony Todd's farewell was fantastic. If you know, you know. It related to his real life when he gave his speech, and it definitely felt different. It didn't feel like acting. It felt like a person just talking one-on-one to you and knowing that their time is coming to an end, and I really enjoyed it. And you might get a little teary-eyed during that scene for sure, knowing what ended up happening. R.I.P. Tony Todd, you will be missed. Final Destination Bloodlines coming in at number 2. And this may be a hot take, but coming in number 1 for me, Final Destination 5. The bridge collapse one, oh my gosh, I really enjoyed this. I like the group of characters that were in this. The kills were great. The premonition scene, totally CGI, but it seemed so real. Like, that's actually what would happen if a bridge collapsed. I love the individual moments that each guy got that was going to die later on. The hot molten tar melting. The dude from Talladega Nights, I can't think of his name. Not Talladega Nights. Anchorman, my bad. Champ. Whammy! That was awesome, and freaking melted the flesh till his hand came off. It was really gross. That premonition scene was great. I love that they added to kill somebody to take the remaining years. That was a cool aspect they added to this franchise that hopefully Bloodlines was going to elaborate on, but it never did. We get some cool kills in here. The gymnastic kill, that's a lot of people's favorite kill in the franchise. I absolutely loved the kill with the laser eye machine. It's one reason I will not get LASIK eye surgery, even though my wife had it. It's perfectly safe, but that laser burns that girl's eye and then her hand and shit. I'm not about that life. And the doctor's terrible because he fucking left. What a dick. But I really like the kills, like the characters. I like the ending, probably the best ending in the franchise. You don't even go, no, it's a prequel going into it. Turns out to be a prequel. They get on the Flight 180 plane going to Paris. Mind blown. It was pretty dope. I think they should have elaborated on that just a tiny bit more at the end, but they kind of rushed the ending like a lot of these movies do. But Final Destination 5 is just a damn good time. And rewatching it, I can't believe I have not watched that movie more. I really did enjoy it. The lead has something else going on. He wants to be a chef going to Paris. So there's a little side story there. Overall, I thought that was the best in the franchise. It had the most going on for me personally. So coming in first place for me is Final Destination 5. And I know it's a hot take. And I know that was a hot-ass ranking with a lot of takes. And my room is on fire because it's red. And death is probably coming for me for the shitty ranking. But Tony Todd was in the flesh in 4 of these movies. So obviously Tony Todd, huge part of this franchise, gonna be missed. Glad they gave him the send-off they did in Bloodlines, but those were my rankings for the Final Destination franchise. Drop your rankings down below in the comment section. Would really love to hear it. Would love to see how you think I'm wrong, because I'm gonna come back at you like a hyena, rabid dog. No, I don't care. You can do whatever you want. I appreciate everybody. Hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. And I think I might do a ranking of the premonition scenes. I think that's going to be next. Appreciate you guys. Death ain't coming for you unless you did something real bad and you survived death sometime before. but I'll bring you back to life with CPR if you want my mouth to yours. Have a scary day, everybody.